I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness. Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see everybody on a Thursday evening. We are on the cusp of the weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. Fed Up American, good to see you. One of my amazing moderators. Ghost Lincoln, my man. Hope you're doing well this evening. The Roaming Prepper, hope you're doing well. Pete, that was a great premiere you did today. Hope you're doing well. Tell Bentley I said hello. Dan H., my man, what's going on? Mid-GA Preparedness, good to see you as well. Penny Pinching Prepper, my man. Hope you and the missus had a wonderful day today. Who else we got in the house? TJ and GA, good to see you as well, my friend. GG Naturals Homestead, there she is. One part of the dynamic duo. I'm telling you, folks, y'all missing out if you don't know, but you're going to find out tonight. Tracy K., good to see you. My Renaissance Grandma, good to see you as well. Crafty Leo, y'all get on in here. Another one of my amazing moderators, Ms. Donna Divine Prepping, good to see you as well. Wisconsin Farm Boy, welcome, welcome, welcome. My man, Constitutional Carpenter, hope you are doing well this evening. Thank you, Dan, for the 5x5. I appreciate it. Regional Sky Girl, good to see you again. Saw you over there at Nutrient Survivals Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is going well. J3GS in the house, the honey slanger himself. Good to see y'all. She said, getting ready to go back to work. We'll watch the replay. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I hope you're having a great day. Sonia Riggs, welcome, welcome, welcome. Folks, Paul, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Folks, I'm going to tell y'all, our guest tonight, he's doing the things. He is the other half of the dynamic duo, and his wonderful, amazing wife is in the chat, and I'm not going to give it away who she would be. But he know and she know, and that's all who need to know. And y'all gonna find out if you don't know. But other than that, folks, I'm gonna bring up my guest. This man, this guy, they're doing amazing things down in Florida, and I'm impressed with every video he puts out, every short, because he's always sharing wisdom and knowledge. And like many of us content creators, he talks about his mistakes, which we have to do. My man, Marco, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. With that, folks, without further ado, I would like everybody to meet my friend, Eco Neighbor. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What's up, Vision? What's going on, my friend Vision? How you doing? Bless up, everybody. Bless up, everybody in the chat, and welcome. Welcome on in. Come on in. Come on in. And Eco Nation, y'all stand up. Eco Nation, stand up. Hashtag Eco Nation. Put it in the chat. Come on, put it in the chat, y'all. Eco Nation.
There you go.
How you doing, Trent?
I'm doing well. How about you, Rob?
I'm blessed, man. I'm definitely blessed.
Likewise, my friend. Folks, this man, I could sit here and just talk for an hour telling you about everything that you've done, but I'm not going to do that. That's why I have you on tonight as my special guest. So with that, Rob, introduce yourself and just give the everybody in the chat and the viewers a little bit about you and what you and your amazing wife are doing down there in Florida, where it is absolutely sunny 24 hours a day.
Hey, until you get solar panels.
There you go. There you go. Yes.
Hey, so for those of you all, first of all, I want to say thank you. It is an honor to be on this channel, this channel where you learn a lot, you grow a lot, you develop, and it is an honor. And I am a fan, and I know a lot of times I'll be behind the scenes. I don't have the best technology, and I don't have the best internet, and I'm praying that this holds out throughout this show. But thank you so much for gracing me with the opportunity to come here. With that said, I'm Eco Neighbor. I am a content creator as well. I'm an entrepreneur. I am the husband of the one and the only Gigi Naturals. And Gigi Natural is the one that influenced me to start my channel. I started my channel during the, as we all call, the pandemic. She was out there growing and doing her thing, and I was trying to stay off the camera as much as possible. And she was like, you're growing a lot of stuff, and you know a lot about plants. You kind of grew up. Big ups to my great grandmother. We call her Big Mother. She was the one who introduced me with planting when I was a young guy. And then I went through, I own a landscaping company. I started out, my first entrepreneur job was pushing a lawnmower. I would ride my bicycle from yard to yard, cutting grass. And I've been addicted ever since. I would say all of my life has always incorporated, whether I was in an apartment, whether I lived with my mom on the windowsill, outside, I always kind of grew. But my Gigi influenced me in 2020 to say, hey, start your channel. You know, the channel is doing well. It's going the way that I would like it to go. A lot of people, they want to go out fast. They want to go out hard. They want to do this. I'm trying to build a mindset and a culture. And I'm trying to build resiliency and my purpose. I learned my purpose in life after before the pandemic. I learned this during the economic downturn when I lost every single thing in this world, including my home, my cars, my profession, my health, everything. And I said, I really want to know what's the purpose of me being here. After I obtained a lot of physical stuff, I grow with my career and different things like that. And then to lose everything, it was like a awakening. And I started investigating and learning. Then I found what you would call my purpose. My purpose, I am the cultivator. If you ask me who I am the cultivator. I create growth. Everywhere I go, wherever there's a situation, I create growth. Throughout my career, throughout my family, throughout anything, I always find myself in a situation where people are in need and people want to grow and they want to just enhance themselves. I always flourish in those type of situations. So with all that said, I started the channel and everything, and I've been loving it ever since. I've got nothing but love. And people like you and yourself, and I was introduced to you by African Dreaming and that team, and I've been loving it ever since. So in a nutshell, that's kind of where I am. I'm doing a little homestead out here, but other than that, that's it.
You hearing, folks? The great man he is still humble. He said a little homestead. So I'm gonna let y'all go to his channel, check out his videos, leave a like, comment on them, tell him I sent you. Said Vision sent me over here. Check out what Eco Neighbor and Gigi are doing. They are truly building a homestead from the ground up, folks. And us in the prepping community, that's what we talk about. And with that, Rob, wait a minute. Be rich.
Be rich. That's my brother right
there. So
Eco Nation, stand up.
Yeah, my people know, when it comes to seeing the dollar sign, I get humble because I don't deserve it. But thank you, Be Rich. All of the money that is donated is going towards the Bug Out Weekend, which is June 2nd through the 4th. Folks, this is a free event. And
Yeah.
I'm going to blame my guy. He's in the chat. I saw him, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. I'm blaming you because he's been doing it for years. And I said, I need to do that in Ohio because we all are family. We all need to network because the world is crazy.
Yeah.
So we need to be able to help each other no matter what. But Be Rich, I thank you. And it y'all see yeah, I'm speechless. I don't care if it's 99 cents, but thank you. So Rob, if you don't mind, share some of you and Gigi's experience since you have, acquired the land, which we always talk about, folks, if you can buy land. Now that you've bought the land and you're doing your thing, what are some of the plans for the land where you guys currently are at?
So we affectionately call this physical piece Eco Nation, right? Um, the piece of land we call Eco Nation, but we believe that Eco Nation is the mindset. Eco Nation is the survival mindset, the unity mindset, and progressing and growing. But right now, we entered this land. We did not originally want to purchase this particular land. It came upon us after we had a deal. Just to kind of, if you don't mind, do you mind if I just go back a little bit
No,
to let
go
you know
right
how we
ahead.
got here?
Go
So
right
so
ahead.
here we were living in what I would like to call that cycle. Working every day, going to work every day, got a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath house in the beautiful city of Tallahassee. And close, convenient to everything, movie theater, Costco, Walmart, you name it, hospitals, everything. But
Right.
the problem was we were growing out of our backyard. We were growing like we were literally eating out of our backyard. But we always wanted to have some land, right? We always wanted to have enough land to kind of maybe develop like a homestead. So
Okay.
things got a lot of stressful at that time, that work I did, and I just quit. I said, look, I'm done. I quit.
Right.
And so we sold the house, and we were doing a dual closing, but on another piece of 11-acre property, not too far from where that property was. It just out
Okay.
on the outskirts. And lo and behold, to make a long story short, the deal fell through the day before closing. So
Wow.
when we got ready to do the dual closing, my house sold, our house sold, and we had a house full of stuff and nowhere to go. And that plan did not work out. That plan had the land, it had some structures on there, it had a pole barn, it had fencing, it had well, electricity, it had everything. So I thought I was going to homestead, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was
Right. Right.
going to live off the land. But apparently the great God above said, nah, there ain't no homestead. We're gonna take you to another level. And
Uh-oh.
so we ended up we said, hey, we stayed in a hotel, we got our senses together, got everything together. I said, look, we got to get out of here because we can't be liquidating all of our funds in a hotel
Yes.
and eating out every day. And so
Right.
one day, got up in the morning, I bought a truck and I bought an RV the next day. Got the truck. This is the RV behind me. The truck is over there to
Okay.
the side.
Right.
And
Right.
and
Right.
and we went to the lot and we bought it. Never RV'd in our life. Didn't know
Right.
nothing. Didn't even know how to pull or hitch an RV.
Right.
And-
Exactly.
yeah, and it was, I mean, y'all go look at the video. I've been struggling, and I like to show my struggles because the thing is, I want to let everybody know the illusion that I had before all of this started was that things were so beautiful. You on your land, you're drinking a coffee, you start the fire, you warm up to the fire, you're
Right.
doing all
Right.
these different things. Man, that's all illusion. It's not real. It's
Exactly.
not real. It's gonna
Yes.
be times you're gonna have to your sewage is gonna be stopped up. You're gonna have mice in your cabin. You're gonna have all these.
Yes.
It's gonna be freezing, or it's gonna be 120 some odd degrees in there. So you got all of that stuff going on. But
Yeah.
fast forward. So we
Yeah.
found the property, right? We got the property, wooded, and I won't take you through that thing. But once we finally got a spot cleared and we got on the property, now right now we have one cabin that we're working on for one of my daughters.
Okay.
And then we're still in the RV because our goal is not to get back into that rut of 30-year mortgage or anything like that.
Yeah.
But little did we know that it would take so much finance to just break ground. I mean, permits, you got to get people to clear the land. And as you all know, with the economy like it is, service industry is through the roof.
Yeah.
Diesel is through the roof. So the
Yeah.
pricing of everything is taxing. We found out we can't pipe in electricity without getting a easement from our neighbor who is about they own 80 acres, and the closest the closest electric that we can tap in, we got a large electric line to go across, but I thought we was good. But guess what we found out? It's a transfer line, and you can't tap in residential into transfer line.
Transfer
So
line. Okay.
the closest residential is right about a mile away. So we got to clear all of that land. We got our neighbor to sign the easement, but we still got to get all that clear. So electricity will not be in our sites for a little while unless somebody bless me with a miracle or something happens. But so right now we are gridding. So the next project we're working on is septic tank. We had to develop a site plan for the future construction. So we got phase one. Right now we're in phase one. We enter into the land. We're going to have some nestled cabins throughout the property.
Okay.
We may do some type of long-term or short-term Airbnb in the future, but right now I'm trying to build sustainability just for a community of family and friends. So if friends come out or family come out, they'll have their own little getaway, their own little cabin. It will be off grid right now, but they'll have the necessity. We have the well in. Once we get the septic, we do have solar, we got generator, we got a lot of power generators, we got a little bit of propane, we got natural fire, we got a little bit of everything, we got power and everything. Yeah.
And see, so folks, the key word that he talked about was, that I think, in my opinion, is you sitting in the fire, you're warm, you're eating, blah, 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 you're walking on your property. But a lot of people don't see the struggle. They, like you just talked about, getting electric run to your property.
Yeah.
You got to clear a mile's worth of land for them to run the electric.
Yeah.
And they're not paying for it.
Nope. And I got to pay for my poles to enter into property. So, originally we purchased this property, right? And it's a 20-acre parcel, right? And we were going to be dead in the center of this 20 acre, about 10 acres deep. Okay. But then we realized that's not reality right now. We're just trying to get the power to the property. Then we'll slowly build and work towards that as a period of time. One thing I learned about this process is a marathon. If you try to do it too quick, you will be overwhelmed. You will be tremendously overwhelmed.
Right. So Jay Creature. Oh, by the way, folks, before we get to this comment, if you have questions, hit the question box at the top of the chat, drop your question. I'll look at it and we'll have Eco Neighbor answer your question. Jay Creature asks, have you ever looked into cordwood homes? He said this property would be great, wired up with 12 volt.
Well, half of it, yes. We have looked into that. We have a couple of things that we would like to do, because in Florida, it's a lot of heat. One thing about the cord homes, they're well insulated, and a lot of things will protect it. But what I found in longevity, and what I found with the humidity, I understand cord, it takes, I don't know, generations to deteriorate. But there's a lot of things where we have pests, we have a lot of insects, we have a lot of different things as well. And one thing we kind of look towards is we haven't actually decided on what we really going to do. We just kind of put some dimensions together, and what we're going to do when we get closer to it, we're going to update it for whatever we're doing. So we're still open. We're looking at, we got a lot of suggestions on a lot of different things to do, but we're looking into all aspects. But we got to have something affordable, which I heard it is, and we got to have the material, be able to have access to the material. And then it has to be conducive to this environment, because this environment is, if you're not in Florida, it's hard to imagine, to understand. It's just like you build a house on the beach. You got salt. you got to deal with. You build a
Right.
house too far inland, you got winds and you got a lot of rain. It's like people don't think it rain, but it rains. When it rains sometimes every single day, every
Wow.
day. And when
Yeah.
it comes down in sheets. And if you can
Right.
see the soil content, I burnt all of this. All this was black. It was
Okay.
like maybe a foot thick. All the way back over here was a foot thick. But guess
Hmm.
what? The rain washes it away. So
Washes it away.
it's kind of funny out here.
Wow. So I got to give kudos to one of my guys. So y'all know I wear my stand hoodie, which I'm wearing green today. Mad
Yeah,
shout out to my guy Anthony. This is his clothing company. It's called God Strong for Life.
I feel you. Yeah.
And y'all can check him out on social media if you want. He's in the description. God for Life, God Strong for Life on IG or his Facebook page. And basically, this is what the back of it says. Put on the full armor of God so that when evil comes, you will stand. And you know, that's basically
Yes, sir.
Ephesians 6:13.
That's
So
it.
that's my guy. We go to church together. His gear is off the chain, and everybody in my family is like, Dad, I want that hoodie. So I
Yeah,
had
it
to
look
buy it.
good on you too. It looks good on you too, my brother.
Appreciate you.
Yes,
But
sir.
Anthony, bruh, I appreciate you, and I will be ordering more. And he custom makes these. He just doesn't have them sitting. When you place your order, he hand creates it and ships it to you. You can check out the description. In the description, you can hit him up either on Facebook or IG. But anyway, Rob. So how long have you guys been on the property?
We entered this property in August of last year.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
August of last year. Not even quite. You haven't even been there a year yet.
Yeah, and well, we started working on it, I would say sometime in April. But we didn't know what we was getting into. I'm not gonna lie
Right.
to you. When we first got on entered the property, we found a path, and then we said this will be our driveway where it's gonna start. I had a
Okay.
chainsaw. I had a chainsaw. My video got it. I had a chainsaw and some shears and a handsaw. And me and Gigi was out here clearing the path, and we were going at it. And one of my neighbors passed by. He said, "Y'all need some help." he said,
Right.
"He said y'all need some help." And he said, "My brother, he got some equipment or what have you." He gave me his card. I reached out to him, and he had a skid steer.
Okay.
And with that skid steer, I said, "Look, I need a pathway because at that time we was at an RV park and we were commuting back and forth just to do work." And
Mm-hmm.
the crazy thing about the economy and what was going on last year is that when we entered into the RV park, it was a nice RV park. You had water, sewage, you had trash pickup, and you
Right.
had a community pool and community center. It was around
Right.
$400 a month, right? The first
Mm-hmm.
month. The second
Mm-hmm.
month it went to 775. The next month it went to 850. And then the next month it went to $1,250. I said, we got to get out of here.
Yeah. Exactly.
We got to get
Exactly.
out of here. So he cut through a path and we were able to lease into the property. And Gigi said, let's clear a path for starting the first of the home site. So we tried to clear a acre, but we got maybe like 3/4 of an acre.
Okay. So with that, what and I'm hearing you say you didn't know what you were getting into.
Nah, I thought I did. I thought I did.
Right.
I did research. I helped when I as a child. I remember my uncles and my family. I helped them when I say a child, teenager. I remember clearing land, helping them clear land. A lot of those things came back to my memory. It's like once something ingrained to you, some of those things come back. But I still didn't understand the magnitude of it.
Right. So what have you learned in the almost year that you guys have been there? What is the most important thing that you have learned?
I've learned. Well, let me break it up into two pieces.
Okay.
Patience patience. I'm going to stay on that patience part.
Yeah.
Uh, it's okay to say I'm tired and stop.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, that peace with pacing yourself and knowing, because I could say a lot of different things I learned, because I've learned a lot about myself that I didn't know.
Okay.
This land has taught me, doing this project has taught me that I'm stronger than I thought I was. It's times where I don't know if you ever did physical labor, but I've
Yeah.
done physical labor pretty much all my life, but I've also done executive business
As well. Yeah.
on top. So it's a blending, right?
Right.
But this at my age, this right here has tested me to the part where I was sweating and felt like I was about to fall off, just trying to walk through the land and cut down a couple of trees, to now I can walk this land and move around and do different things. But that patience, you got that vision, you see it,
Yeah.
you see what you want to
Yeah.
achieve it,
Yeah.
and then you got a goal for that day and you want to do it, but sometimes it don't work out that way. And just be content and be okay that even though you got things that you're trying to do in life, you're trying to move, you're trying to do things in a orderly fashion, you're trying to check off your list. Understand this is a marathon. Take your time, be
Yeah.
patient, and be patient with others, because in doing this, you got to depend on a lot of different people. You
Right.
got to depend on people around you, and you got to build a community. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a community of people who are trying to progress no matter where you are, what you're doing. And then let's motivate and help each other as we go through the process, because we've had some people that started this journey along with us, and some of those people, they're not here. They've given up. They've quit.
Yeah.
And they're going back to that rat race, right? And that's what they decided. That's something they decided. But when you're committed to something, I'm not saying I won't never go back to the city, but right now this is where I am.
Right.
I do enjoy these days, and look at this beautiful evening. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying? The
that's
birds are still singing. I
yeah.
get it. I don't even mind the compared to the city. I don't
Yeah.
mind the side by sides, the dirt bikes, the everything, because even when they run those engines, it it's fun. It's
Yeah.
invigorating. It's just
Yes.
freedom. It's a sense of
Yes.
freedom. And I would tell you, once you step on that land and once you truly understand this is your land, it's a sense of freedom that I cannot put into words or vision. It's something you have to experience for yourself.
Right. And that's the whole thing, folks, and as we talk in the prepping community, food, water, shelter. You guys know that more than the person who has a house.
I'm going to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Water, water is so important. People think that food and shelter, I put water above any of those things. There's
Okay.
nothing worse, because when we was first on this property, we did not have any water until maybe about 60 to 70 days before we even had water. And I'm trying to tell you, living without water for about 60 days,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know I can't explain that. That's something you would have to experience yourself. But imagine living your life
Yeah.
with the child. She's older, but she's still a child.
Right.
With a wife, and
Right.
we jumped into this thing. It wasn't like, well, we go camping every weekend, we do this and we do that. I
Right.
spent my life in the woods, but my family didn't spend their life in the woods. So
Yes.
it,
Same here.
it's a challenge. I mean, simple things from brushing your teeth. I didn't realize how much water we waste in life. You know,
And see, that's what we talk about. Folks are, storing water, but you really don't account for what the average one person uses in water volume per day.
and this is the thing. You cannot store up enough water. I don't care how much water you think you can. Uh, all you have to do is just depend on it, and you're at the mercy of nature. You have no idea that the moment you decide you finally got your water filled, it may not rain for another 30 or 40 days. Or
Exactly.
if it does, it's a light mist or something. You'd be like, wait a minute, I live in Florida, it rains every day, but now I'm trying to collect water, nothing's dropping. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So Jake, we got a comment. Jay Creature says, Eco, there's a book or audio book called A Land So Strange about stranded Spanish explorers in Florida. He said it's crazy. They had a slave. He ended up being one of the only survivors.
Well, I mean, I can't. Well, I can spin the camera around, but after a while, I'm getting ready to cut on my light. But when I tell y'all, it's real out here.
Yeah,
I've seen my game cam have captured some quite interesting animals, and
I'm sure.
and I'm saying sometimes you don't understand how big something simple as an owl is until you outside having to start the generator at 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, in the beginning, it kind of freaked me out in the beginning. I never was afraid of nature, but it's different when it's not your nature that you grew up in. When you're in a foreign land and a foreign place, everything changes. You know what I'm saying? Your sensory organs. I hear stuff way down the road now. It's like everything changed. Everything get heightened.
Yes.
You smell things.
Yes.
You can even feel things from the hair on your skin. I mean,
Yes.
it used to be I couldn't sit still because I was getting attacked by bugs all the time and gnats. And now look. I mean, even the country boys that was out here, they used to tell me, man, you just got that city on you right now. You got to get that city off for you. And it's like, I'm not getting bit by mosquitoes. They out here, believe me, if anybody come out here, it's going to be real. But I'm telling you, once you become one with the earth, your life changes and a lot of things happen. And a lot of people, what we do when we first get out here, we so dependent on the modern day conveniences that we don't connect with the earth. Like I don't worry about fragrant cologne. I don't worry, Gigi makes her own soaps. She makes the soaps from off the earth, you know what I'm saying? And once you get out here, you start smelling like the earth, you start being one with the earth. So it's a beautiful thing,
Yeah. And I can attest to that. When I moved to where I'm at, the first thing I noticed was how dark it is out here, folks. I mean, it was a whole different type of dark because there are no street lights. There are no city lights. And, I have lights coming down my drive that are, on telephone poles. That was the only thing I had to light up the front of my property was the lights coming down my driveway. But I was out here, I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is a whole different kind of dark. And the first week I was here, I literally walked around 24/7 strapped.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to understand my surroundings that are all new to me. But you're right. You hear stuff that you normally wouldn't pay attention to. I hear cars coming down the road before they even get passing the house. That's how quiet it is out here.
It's just like right now, I can hear a bike. And some people think that bike is near this road because I'm not too far off the road right now in this location because of the internet. I can't go deeper because of the internet. But that bike is probably about 15, I would say maybe 5 miles away. Maybe if you had to drive it, it's probably about 7 or 8 miles. But if you had to just fly across, it's probably about like 5 miles away. And I can hear it like it's right down the road.
Yeah. So what talk about as you guys begin this journey together, your attitude when stuff don't go the way we plan it or the vision we have. And that's a play on pun, folks. And the things that don't work out the way you want them to.
Well, I think you have to go back to just the everyday. So to put this in perspective, it's going to help me explain when things don't go right. So classic example, y'all know how weird this weather pattern being, right? Here it is, it's May. In May in Florida, I should be dripping down in sweat, right?
Right.
But I'm not dripping down in sweat, right? Now, it's fairly nice and cool. We get down to around the 60s, right? We'll have a high around the mid 80s, and then we'll drop down to maybe around 61, 62. Just going to bed sometimes at night, It
Yeah.
could go down to 40s, right? And
Hmm.
you in the RV, and because they're ultralight, that means no insulation and thin walls. That's all that means. And
Right.
so the temp is cooler in there than it is on the exterior.
Okay.
So imagine you wake up in the middle of the night, you hear a bump, and then that bump. Now we learned bumps. That's a mouse, or that's a
Yeah.
raccoon bumping up against, or
Yeah.
that could be a coyote when we hear some cackling and some different
Hmm.
noises. When we used to be high sense, where you get up, you look around, you do this, you do
Same
that,
here.
you look out the window, and then now it's like you understand the bumps, but then now you understand it's going to be cold because you're gonna have to get up and have to take a bath. So
Right.
me, I
Yeah.
used to procrastinate, right? And I'll
Yeah.
wait till
Yeah.
the morning time. Now
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning. I just get on up, go ahead, walk out there, start the generator, get the batteries all charged up in the RV, get the
Right.
heater going on, and go lay back down, maybe catch a little nap. Then we got to get right back up around because we have to commute a lot. And so
Okay.
we have to get up before the break of dawn, right?
Yeah.
And here it is where once you get it started, you realize that something is tripping.
Okay.
The fuel box is tripping. And
Yeah.
then you look, you come out, you find out it's a short. You look at the short, you try to go, you fix the short, then you understand, you go in the bathroom, you start the bathroom, and it's smelling. You notice that it's smelling, it's clogged a little bit. So you go while the generator running, you go back around the RV, you switch your valve on because I got some valves I put on the
Okay.
flush the toilet
Hmm.
system. You
Hmm.
get your wand, you connect it to the hose, you flush your toilet system. Once you flush it out, you get it right, you get everything, and then you get ready to go, and then you realize that okay, it's a little clog in the water. Then you work on the water. This happens every day, and then you got to feed the chickens. And now we're talking about I got to be out of here by around early before the break of dawn, right? And
Yeah.
then you just did that just to get up in the morning, and guess what?
Right.
You got the iron. You got to put it. So all this stuff you plan and you pre-plan, you do time you get home. So when you get home, it's a fast break. You
Yeah.
take a bath, you start a generator, let the generator run for a little while, you iron the clothes, you pick out the clothes, you put this over here, you do the you try to get everything prepped, and then guess what? You wake up and you still gotta go through that same situation. So now
Correct.
let's talk about when something don't go right on the property.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, we gotta adjust and we gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
Before it's like, oh my God, man, this is about to drive me crazy. Then you get frustrated, you get aggravated, then you end up
Yep.
tearing up stuff, and then
Yep.
now you tearing up stuff. You got a leak right here in the middle of the morning. You can't go to the store. The nearest Lowe's or whatever is a commute, and it allows you to get to the part where you get yourself so worked up and so frustrated that you just got to embrace this thing. So when I
Yeah.
get up in the morning and in the wintertime, when it's 30 degrees or it dropped down to 17 while we was here, unheard of,
Right.
and you out there in your drawers just trying to start a generator and you slip and you fall and you cut
Nah.
yourself on the branch, you just be like, you laugh at yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm just like, hey, what you gonna do? You know, what you gonna
Right.
do? You can't get mad at it. That's just life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then when I go to work, by the time I'm in the work, people be complaining about who didn't cut the coffee pot on,
Right.
or people say somebody cut me off at work.
Right. Right. And I'm like, come with me. Let me show you what I did the last 4 hours while you were slobbering on the pillow. So we got a couple questions,
Yeah, yeah.
that came in. Sonia Riggs asks, when you're cutting down your trees, are you able to sell some of them?
I am able. Um,
Okay.
we have a combination. So this particular land, it was a timberland, right? And
Okay.
it's been for decades a timberland. So we have a combination of pines, oaks, and cedar, and a sprinkled in with some other type trees as well. But the majority of them are oaks and pines. One thing that I have kind of vowed to do is I enjoy these trees. These trees, if the light didn't go down, I would spin you around. But
Mhm.
the moon set and the sunrise and some beautiful row planted pines. So imagine that you
Okay.
got rows of pines. So the first 7 acres is row pines, and then the back area is brush, and I'm talking about it's thicket, but it's a combination of oak trees, a bunch of cedar trees, and a bunch of vines. I can sell. Matter of fact, some people have come by when I first started, and they have offered. But the problem is, what I found in this area, a lot of times you got to stay on top of people. What they
Yeah.
would do, they will come and take more trees than what they should. They will leave bad trees. They'll leave your area where you got more cleanup and more debris
Right.
than really is really to me. Yeah, you may have some thousands of dollars, but it's gonna take you $1,000 to clean up the mess, because that's my problem now. I got so many down rotted trees because that's what they've been doing. They've been logging, and then they don't clean up, and then they turn around and they replant. Me personally, I'm dedicating that to my next generation.
Right.
My next generation may make that decision that we will harvest the trees. I love trees. I love nature. I got nature trails throughout this, and I'm still cutting out nature trails. There's nothing more gratifying than walking a trail and you see 8 deer looking at you in the face, and they look up at you, right? Or you see a turkey run across, or you see a whale, a quail, or you see a fox, or different. To me, when I say that's beautiful, I could be sitting in the area and all of a sudden I just listen and I can hear some feet coming through the woods, right? And I'm just sitting there meditating. And it's just, when I tell you in the morning, it is silence. It's like right now, listen. It's nothing.
Right.
It sounds like I'm yelling out here, right? but
Yeah.
but
Same here.
it's it's something about that. It's just something about that. And I want to preserve it. And like I said, maybe one day when or if I run into some hard times, I'll sell it. But right now I'm gonna just enjoy it. I'm just gonna enjoy it. Yeah.
And that's the way to be. So we got another question from Paul. He said, "Eco neighbor, have you looked into doing your own well, being hand dug using the PVC pipe technique? It would be easier and cheaper if water table is high enough."
You got it. My friend, who is that now?
This came from Paul J. Conroy Sr.
Okay, Paul J, you own it. Before we dug the well, I I still got the pipe laying around here. Let me tell you, my friend, I um I bought a whole. When I tell you, I got a whole hand drill kit, because I
Yeah.
know I'm in Florida and we got sandy soil, and we have streams, like we got natural springs all around this area. And that's Florida anyway. You got beautiful natural springs. Uh, and I was told that maybe like 20 feet, we could probably hit water,
Uh-huh.
um, or less, depends on the rain and the content. Uh, I tried that, my friend,
Mm-hmm.
and once again, TV makes it look good. YouTube make it look good. But when I tell you, trying to turn, and then I watch some people, they use pressure washing. Okay, you need fuel, you need water. I don't have water to do pressure washing. So you watch all these different things, because I'm like, do people see this? They be watching these shows and they got a pressure washer digging a well. Where the water come from?
Right. Exactly.
But if you manually have to hand crank that stuff and turn that stuff, y'all, when I tell you, and at that time it was 110, 108 degrees out here, man, that thing beat me down. I did get probably about 10 feet down. And something else, this area, y'all can't see it, but it's in my video. It has lime rocks all over the place. They had to stop digging to clear my land because they ran into these big mounds of rock. They're beautiful rock. They're porous,
Right.
beautiful limestone, but it's decorated throughout here. They ran into it when they dug the well. So that well is 125 feet. They first found the first water probably within 20 feet. Then they found another cavity in 40 feet. But then the problem is it's sandy soil and the silt, and even 125 feet, it took weeks to get the water to start to get clear, because it's such a sandy soil. It has like a silt
Mhm.
content.
Right.
And so basically I got a 40-foot cavity, and they put it a little bit more than 20 feet inside the cavity. And
Okay.
so that way the silt and all that kind of stuff, it can still stay at the top.
Right.
So I don't regret the well whatsoever. I regret paying that kind of money for it. But
Yeah.
because
Exactly.
it's something about out here in this country, people don't do credit cards. They might do checks, but I don't want to write a bad check. They mainly do cash. And
Right.
when you rule outside a lot of times the technology and all that stuff, you're looking at in order to get a good deal without spending $15,000 and $20,000. Either you can say I can give somebody $10,000 cash, or I can spend $15,000 to $20,000 with their engineer and their ecological studies major and with the equipment where I can swipe. But like I
Right.
said, it's a whole lot more beneficial to just pay people cash.
Exactly. So Donna Divine, thank you for the
Thank you,
donation.
Dom.
You
Thank
I
you.
you y'all are killing me. But I appreciate it, Donna. Thank you so much. And our brother, of course,
What's
he gonna make sure, as he says, squirrels are free.
up?
African Dreaming, thank you for the donation, bro. And again,
Thank you.
folks, you don't have to, but it's much appreciated for me. All the donations go to the Bug Out Weekend, and eventually it goes right back to y'all that are coming to the Bug Out Weekend, because when you guys get here and Saturday night before we eat, or maybe after we eat, we are doing prize giveaways.
Cool.
And when you guys see the prizes and stuff that we are giving away, for those of you that aren't here, you're going to wish you were here, because we got some amazing prizes. But thank you for the donations. African
And
Dreaming.
I heard you having some barbecue too.
We having some amazing barbecue. My boy that grew up in Arkansas and perfected his art. And that's another one of our ventures, which I'm not going to get into tonight, but he's providing a barbecue Saturday night for everybody. And Fed Up American, thank you for your donation as well. I appreciate you, bro, as always. But, folks, here's my take on everything that Eco Neighbor's been saying so far. What you see on TV and on YouTube and all these other channels, you see how pretty it is. They're out in the woods, they're building their house and doing this. What you don't see is the struggles, the problems, the issues, the lack of. And what my brother Rob is telling us is that's what they've experienced, because they're doing it.
Yeah.
So what is your overall, Rob, what is your overall goal? Because we talked about this briefly, and I've heard you on a whole bunch of your videos and lives. Eco Nation. Explain Eco Nation to me, and what your and Gigi's vision is.
You know, a lot of people, they travel the world. My dad retired in the Air Force. I was born over in Japan, and in my early years, which I don't remember a lot of it, we traveled a lot. But there's always a sense of trying to find a place of being, a sense of connection, right? And my thing is, go ahead,
Quick
man.
time out, Mark.
Hey,
So, folks, this is my other guy, Mark Kratz, MC. Thank you for the donation. You gonna make me come to Texas and do some training with you, Mark. This is another
what's
good
up,
friend
bro?
of mine, and I appreciate you, Mark, and thank you for the donation. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No, you good.
yeah,
You
go
good.
right ahead, sir.
But Eco Nation is a place of peace. It's a place of, and my problem was, where do I go? I'm going to work every day. I got my home and everything, but those of you all who have followed me, y'all know that I had a utopia back in the backyard. I had a tropical garden in my backyard, but I
Okay.
would have neighbors that would come and snoop at night, and I would have some people to come in and do different things. And I'm like, that was my place of peace. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And for me, it's hard for me to find a place of peace that I can get away. But Eco Nation is a place where you can be free. You can have your own mind. You can have your own thoughts.
Yeah.
You can have you if you want to just run free and be free without being judged, without being corrected. Like I can literally go for a walk without my neighbors dog
Mm-hmm.
running out,
Right.
without me stepping in something. I might step in something, but it's wild and it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But but
Right.
but but it's just a place where I could just be free of my thoughts, my creativity, and then I also want to leave a legacy for my next generation. So it's not just me and my bloodline, as far as a physical piece, but I've
Mm-hmm.
learned that family is the connection of people, the connection of ideas and goals and dreams, to the part where I have people closer to me that don't have my bloodline, but I want them to say, imagine a place, imagine this, Trent. What
Yeah.
if you lost your job, your income, everything? And I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about overall,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
What
Right.
if everything stopped? What if everything stopped right now with me? I'll probably lose Annabelle and maybe a few trinkets, but I still had the land and
Exactly.
every piece of fruit and every piece of fruit tree. And I hadn't even gone into my gardening now. Um, I got well over 30 citrus. I got nut trees. I got fruit trees, and it's an investment. It's gonna take some time, but
Right.
we're gonna eat out here. We're gonna eat. We're gonna be good, right?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
and the key is whoever is willing to embrace and love this, they will enjoy it too. And then you don't have to worry about mortgage. You don't have to worry about nothing but maybe taxes. You don't have to worry about
Yeah.
electric bill. You don't have to worry
Yeah.
about a water bill. You
Yep.
erase all of that. Now you got time to think. Now you got time to be creative. Now you have time to really just embrace life and love life, right? And then if you want to go down to the beach, you roll down to the beach because we live in the beautiful state of Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you want to go to a nature trail, you take a walk. You know, if you whatever
Yeah.
you want, and the economy is no longer impacted by this utopia, right? Now you're at
Exactly.
a place where you can just truly be free and be at ease. So it's freedom of mind, freedom of physical being, and it's a place that I want to leave something. I want to create generational wealth, and I don't want my kids and my grandkids to start over from the bottom, because every single generation that I can remember, every time someone died, and then the next generation come, they had nothing.
Right.
And I just want to be able to say, hey, even if you don't want to live here, you don't want to stay here for whatever
Mm-hmm.
reason,
Mm-hmm.
you know you got a place where you can be free and you can be you. So in a
Exactly.
nutshell, that's kind of what it is. That's what it's all about.
Bruh, that's folks. We talk about doing the things, and I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Rob and his wife Gigi, they're doing the things, people. And NG Girl 2002, thank you so much
Thank
for the
you.
donation. I
Appreciate that.
just
Appreciate that. You winning,
I
man. You winning. I'm on the
I
winning
don't
team over here. Hey, I
right.
don't know what it takes. I need
Hey,
women. Can I rub some of this off of you?
go right ahead, bruh. Thank you for the donation. Y'all see that? Because in I get the way I get, because when I started my YouTube channel, I wasn't in it to make no money. I could care less if I made a dime. I wasn't worried about getting monetized, nothing. I just
Mhm.
wanted to help somebody either save a life or make it through a unforeseen event that wasn't planned, that took something from them. So I appreciate y'all, and thank you again, NG Girl 2002. So Mark Kravitz said, Rob, if you didn't see it, his dad was Air Force, and he was born in Japan also.
All right, what's up? That what's up? That what's up? Hey, it's nothing like the Air Force now. You know, nothing like the Air Force, y'all.
Right. So you said you guys have 20 acres down there.
Yeah. We have 20 on this property right here. We got 20. Yeah.
Okay. So you heard that, folks. He said on this property. So I'm gonna let y'all assume the rest of the story. I'm not gonna put it out there. So I want to ask you, explain to the folks, introduce the folks, and tell them about Annabelle.
Oh, Annabelle. Me and Annabelle, we done had some complications, but Annabelle is when we got this property, I had that area cleared, right? and they couldn't do but 3/4 of an acre because of the rock and the time,
Mhm.
and the money and all that. So I had 3 stories and 3 piles of trees, and my goal was to burn them because that area will be my garden, it will be my homestead, and I want good, rich soil. And so the goal was to burn it down and then create a good, healthy, because it's nothing but sand. This soil is nothing but sand. I need some more content, and I need more because all the nutrients just get washed away. So the goal was to burn it down. But guess what? I started burning, which I don't even want to go down the road by burning. It's an illusion if you think you can cut down some trees and then you'll just burn one weekend and be done. That's a lie. And if you think you could do this and do that, and I didn't want to put a bunch of chemicals on there. And
Yeah.
I don't believe if you put certain trees, you can put a bunch of chemicals, you can still get it done. You gotta wait till it dry out. That's one thing. But nevertheless, we burnt it. I started burning, but I had gaps. And I said, what in the world am I supposed to do? Do I hire some more people? This gonna take me forever. So I said, I need a tractor. So
Right.
I went on a hunt for a tractor, and I ended up choosing a Mahindra 4550. And it's a big girl. And
Mhm.
she do about around 50 horsepower, but a lot of people don't think that's a lot. But for a tractor, she push down trees, put it like this, and
Yeah.
she do it with ease. So I got to working with Annabelle, but I can't keep Annabelle out of the shop.
Exactly. Right.
So
Right.
so when I first started pushing up the piles, a root of a pine tree, if y'all know about pine trees, they like rubber. So as I was pushing up the pile, a pine tree root, a full 80-foot tree came around and hit the front of Annabelle, and Annabelle saved my life. It hit the front grill and smashed the grill, and it bent some heavy iron, right?
Yeah.
But it would have decapitated me if it was a little bit higher, right? Because I don't have
Right.
nothing to protect me. But me and Annabelle, we got a special relationship. So one minute Annabelle, we working on the property, the next minute she in the shop, and then we gotta wait for months to get parts, and then we go back to hitting it. Then I get Annabelle stuck. And yeah, it's a mess. Me and Annabelle, y'all just have to go check out Annabelle. I love
Yes.
Annabelle, but she's my
Yes.
heart. But we got a kind of like a funny relationship.
Love-hate relationship. So we got tons of questions in the chat. Another question is from Jay Creature. What's the longest you stayed on the property without leaving?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Without leaving, probably a week. Probably a
Okay.
week. Um, but let me put a caveat there. When you say without leaving, are you talking about without going getting something? Because just because you leave doesn't mean that I'm living here. I don't know if y'all know this. It's like
Right.
we moved in August, right? And in August, this is where we are. We have a general gas station. It's like a blending. It's an old town, and it's a blending between a gas station. But they close before daylight. I mean, for daybreak. I mean, for sunset.
Right.
We not talking about no Walmart or nothing like that around me. So, I don't know how depth is it. I guess I don't understand the question as far as how long. I might go to the store to get some gas, but I mean, far as I don't know whether he's talking about like shopping or something.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
sure. Jay Creature,
yeah.
If you're in the chat, clarify that for
But yeah, because this is my
people.
home.
Yeah.
This is
They
it.
live here. They there 24/7,
Yeah, we here
365.
24/7. It's no
Yeah.
come and go. As you can see, it's nighttime here.
Yep. So we got another question from Mark Kratz, MC. He's asking you, is your property line fenced, and do you have mail service at your property?
Great question. So it's not fenced. It's fenced by woods. So a
Okay.
picture of my property, it was timber. The property next to mine is another 20 plus acres. It's timber. Property across from me is farmland. Property down the street. My nearest neighbor, far as physically staying, is probably about a mile down the road. I'm kind of on a block or country block would encompass probably like 120 some odd acres by myself. So my neighbor to the right and to the back of me, it's all of that's woods. There's nothing but woods out here. I don't see anybody until I go to the end of a road.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jay responded. He said just generically, he said when he lived in the mountains in Colorado, he would refuse to come down the mountain to go get stuff.
Hey, I can relate to that, Jay. Let me tell you something. I have to, because I have to fund these funds, the road, the clearing, the septic, all this. I have to work right now. My goal was the original property. I was just gonna take a hiatus and probably take maybe a year or two off and just work the land. But because of the demand and so many things I have to do, I have to work. But every time I go to work, I'm depressed. I have to go into town. Yeah. And it's something about when I get back home. Oh my goodness, when I get back home, man, it's like I'm free again. I just want to get butt naked. I'm sorry, I ain't trying to be disrespectful on your count on you.
No, you
as
fine.
You can see, I'm trying to bust out this shirt right
Bruh,
now.
I understand.
I'm like,
yes.
I'm just free, you know. And I feel you. I totally feel you, Jay, on that, man. I totally feel you. So, and I feel like I'm in another world when I go back.
Yep. And I'm with you. and I have been blessed to the point where my job is remote, so I get to work from home.
Yeah.
Bruh, you know, I go out in the morning in the 3-season room, cup of coffee and my laptop, and I sit there and I do my thing.
Love it.
It is a true blessing. We got another question from African Dreaming. He said, how long till you get some goats? Do y'all plan on raising and eating or just raising?
Ooh. So African, I don't know if you heard at the beginning, we got some French black Morans that just gave us probably about 11 chicks, right? So we done increased our bounty with the chickens. But I'm gonna go slow right now with the animals. I'm not in a rush to do the animal thing. And I don't know if I'm even gonna go with something like goats. A lot of people have told me about goats. My neighbors, I've been offered goats from some of my neighbors and a couple of other animals. I don't have fencing. I don't have enough land cleared. I know they can clear, but even to keep and sustain goats, you need some type of fish fencing. And even people say, well, you can get electric fencing. Yeah, I don't think y'all understand. These woods are so thick, you just cannot walk through these and lay nothing out, period. When I tell you I got to cut some stuff to get some area kind of laid out, I really need to open up some area. And then on top of that, with my demanding schedule, it's another thing that I got another neighbor way down the street. He got about 60 cattle, right? And about 30 of them got out on one day. And I was trying to help them get them back in. They had new calves and different stuff like that. I'm just not ready for it. It's a big responsibility. And anytime I have any type of life that's depending on me, I feel like I need to kind of be there somewhat. And with my schedule, I just don't see me. I would love to have a dog. I mean, but I don't want a dog chained. I don't want a dog penned up. I want it free. And that's just one of them things. So right now we got animals on hold. I may do some fish as a source of protein, but I'm working on my nuts and a lot of other different things as well. So we're doing a lot of vegetables right now.
I'm with you. And up here in Ohio, the weather's still fluctuating so bad, I can't even get my starter plants in the garden, in the ground.
Oh, wow.
Because it's 60 during the day, then it goes down to like 39 degrees at night. And it's been raining here for the last 4 weeks.
So what I do is, I'm in zone 8B, right? I watch gardeners like yourself in the summertime, and whatever y'all plant in the summer, I plant in the winter. So wintertime, I'm winning. Late spring and summer, I plant for nature. I don't plant for myself. If I harvest something, that's great, because we have so many pests and everything is active during the summer. And so what I typically do, I try to harvest and grow as much as I can during the late fall and winter, and it's winning. And then what we try to do is right now we can't pack or do anything, but we do canning. We do drying. We do a
Yeah,
lot of different things, but we don't have the room or the capacity to store it right now. So we got
exactly.
a lot of stuff in storage. We got one storage unit full of food.
I know that's right. Exactly. So
Yeah.
Paul says you can use the smaller limbs in brush for rabbit and smaller animals as natural cover for them, and as well as using what you can for projects and far as for natural breaks from the wind and from game.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
That's a great, because one of the things I was looking at, my neighbor, they raise some rabbits, and
Mhm.
he has rabbits, and it's amazing. He have them all like what he explained. He got brush and everything like that. He even have some turkeys and some other stuff where he used brush like a little barrier to kind of keep them in. And yeah, I've seen that definitely work. And I'm gonna try some stuff once we get, like I said, we still new here, still trying to learn the land. So
Right.
I'm definitely gonna try a lot of those different things.
And Jay Creature said, if you do raise fish, he said, please reach out to me about growing food in bog filters
Huh.
for the fish.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Hey, I
So
appreciate that, Jay.
yeah, exactly. So Old Mutt asks, are you in a gun-friendly neighborhood? Hey, my guys, they always locked and loaded. I'll say that.
Well, I'm gonna say this right here. We're in the great, beautiful state of Florida. And in the great, beautiful South, and the beautiful state of Florida, in the South, of which I pride myself of living and growing up in the South. I'm from the South, and that's all I know is the South. In the South, we don't call the law because we don't carry police on our side because it's too heavy. So that's what I'm going to say on that, and we're good. We're good. We're good out
I
here.
hear you, and Roger that, my man.
And by the time you call, yeah, everybody around here, it's certain times. Right now it's a full moon, so you probably don't hear nothing right now, but
Mm-hmm.
probably some other nights, it's not the 4th of July, but it's, we practice. Somebody asked me in one of the chats I was with on somebody's channel. They said, when you gonna do a gun range? I said, I got 20 acres.
That's the gun range. The 20 acres is
Hey,
the gun range. Right.
hey, it
Yes.
is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So Urban Gardening Chronicles asked, she said Florida is an open carry, correct?
I think the governor has pushed some initiative to where it is.
Yeah.
But even if it's not, regardless, we can do conceal as well. So,
Right. Yeah.
but
Okay.
once again, Vision, this one thing I want to express to everybody.
Yeah.
When I'm here,
Mm-hmm.
I am the law. When I'm here, I am everything that people would imagine or want to be. Once again, when you got your own land,
Mm-hmm.
you are whatever, whether you want to be a citizen, a mayor, a governor, the law enforcement, you all of that.
That's right.
And when
That's right.
when I'm tucked away back here, I'm all of that.
Yeah. You are the first responder, you're EMS, you're everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Because
Yeah.
you can't wait. You can't wait. If something jumps off, you can't wait.
Yeah. That's true.
And
That's
and I have to do, like right now, like I said, it'll be pitch black, and I have to do security checks. I have to
Mm-hmm.
do everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's why
I would say I'm in a community of people who live out here and they bought this life, and they're
Mm-hmm.
good people. They look out for each other, and
Yeah.
they are willing to help. Like I said, I done had so many people offer and to help and do different things. It's a beautiful thing. I think once you get out here in the rural, and once they know that you're here and you buy into it, you
Yeah.
become family. You
You
become
become
family.
family.
Yeah. And all of this, like I said, don't believe all this stuff on TV, y'all. It
Correct.
does not matter about race, color, creed, none of that stuff. If somebody break down in front of my driveway or down the road, I hear it, I'm gonna walk through the woods. I'm gonna check on them, and they're gonna do the same thing for me. And that's
Exactly.
what we do out here. I mean, because we don't have any help other than ourselves. So that's kind of like the community and what we do.
Right. And that's the same thing I noticed when I moved out to the country. Everybody waves. You
Yep.
may not know them, they still gonna wave to you. You know, I have folks talking to me. The farmer across the road was out there with his tractors, and he was like, "Now, when you see me out here this fall, make sure you come see me, and I'll give you a couple bushels of sweet corn." I was like, "What? I got you." You know, I'm looking out the window every other day, like, "Okay, you out there?" Nope, but yeah, everybody helps everybody out there.
That's it.
Yes, yes.
And that's what's so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? When you become unplugged, and that's why the hardest part is unplugging. The hardest part is taking that first step. But when you take that first step, and if you do your research, the key is do your research. Now, I'm not saying every place is a utopia, but we did our research. We looked at things like permitting, how tight was the zoning, what type of property we got, because we knew what we wanted to do. We knew we didn't want a lot of interference with outside pieces to make the decision whether we want to do something or not. Right. That's why we didn't move inside of the county of the city that we lived in. We reached outside of the county and got a little bit inconvenienced, but at the same time, premium fishing, premium beaches, premium natural springs, all of that is within reach. But it's earthly beautiful things versus going, buying, and shopping type thing. So you know, it's all about perspective, you know.
Yeah. So Mark Kratz said, head to Ecos if you want to get married. He's the justice of the peace.
Hey, and I'm offering to buy one get one free on the first weekend of every month.
Buy one, get one free. There you go.
Buy one, get one free. You can marry one or you can marry two.
Exactly. So Paul says, vision the way it should be. And as a prospector, that is how I am for when I'm out digging. I'm living off the land while I'm out there. What is in the camper is for backup. Yeah. We're out here and we do it.
Yeah.
But what time is it? It is 9:14. If you have time, because I value your time and I truly appreciate you being here, Rob, if you got about 15 more minutes, we'll go till 9:30, then we'll wrap this thing up.
All right, we can do that. We can do it. Now, if my lights go out, it's not my fault.
You heard it, folks. There's a disclaimer. and as Urban Garden said, buy one, get one free. There you go. Gigi, how you feel about that? You being the Mrs. Justice of the Peace. As long as it ain't him, you don't care, huh?
Well, you know, my thing is I'm just gonna marry her twice and 3 times. So
there you go.
I am the law. I can create the law.
There you go. Absolutely. So what are your top 3 things that you would say to somebody that's looking to do what you and Gigi are doing, Rob?
So my top thing is, man, I wish I would have did this sooner. One top thing I would say is it's so beautiful on the other side, y'all. It's so beautiful on the other side, but be prepared for a lot of work.
Yeah.
Even if you have money.
Yeah.
Even if you have resources, then patience will have to come in place because of the fact of out here in the rural area, things don't move like you want them to move. You can't throw your money around because some of these people got way more money than you think they do. They may be living very humbly, but I'm telling you, they got long green money and they got power. And one thing I would say is go slow. Make sure that you do your research before you do it and understand just because you did your research, you're going to have to throw it out of one of the moment you get that deed in your hand, because everything you thought, it probably not going to work out that way. But what it's going to do, it's going to teach you character. It's going to teach you responsibility. It's going to strengthen you. It's going to build you. And you're going to have a sense of pride that you cannot duplicate whatsoever. And one good thing about when you obtain that deed in your hand, there's no feeling in this world like that to understand that this is a piece of you And
Yeah.
this is something that you are willing to protect and have. So I would say some of the first things would be to be patient, go slow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, would I recommend to go directly to the land? Probably not. I would probably, if I had a home, I had an establishment, I would probably have that. But it's going to have to be a transition period to the part where you need to go to the land. Probably
Right.
like Jay was saying, just stay out here, stay out here for a month or so, take some time off, stay out here for a month or so, get
Yeah.
acclimated, and then kind of decide what's your next moves rather than just say, okay, I'm looking at this plot, I'm looking at on Google Maps, and I'm gonna put this here, I'm gonna put that here. Here's my survey, I'm gonna put this in. Don't do that. Take your
Yeah.
time, go
Yeah.
slow, because you can clear some trees and then all of a sudden you'll be like, I don't think I want to put my house right here. You watch some rain or some snow, or you
Right.
watch the wind blowing, or lightning, or the sunrise. You'll see so many different things, right? That you'll say,
Yep.
let me make sure I know what I want to do, how I want to move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. Like you said earlier, it's a journey, not a sprint.
Yeah.
And Urban Garden Chronicles said the same thing. It's an amazing journey. And the one thing I will say both about you and Gigi, you guys share that. I mean, I remember the
Yeah.
first live I saw of Gigi's, I'm looking, and I don't even know what the topic was, but I'm looking, I'm like, she's in a fifth wheel. They're in a camper. And I'm like, okay, so they RVing? And then I'm listening. She talk about, nah, we out here on our land. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
big plans going on out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, the goal is, I get it. Our kids are real young. They may not, really see the value right now.
Yeah.
But the goal is to have the alternative while we're here. We're gonna have some bug outs. We're gonna have some cookouts. We're gonna have some get downs, and we're gonna be able to turn up the radio, turn it down.
Yeah.
We won't get moved from, you gotta catch and release. It's gonna be a place where you can just truly be free and be yourself and enjoy yourself. And it's just a place where you ain't gotta cover up. I mean, you just gotta do what
Right.
you do. Do
You
you?
home. You
Yeah,
home.
you're home. You're home. Yeah.
Yeah. And hey, motivation from the weightlifting geek. Good to
Motivation.
see you, bro. Good to
What's up,
see
my
you.
bro?
Welcome in. But I hope you're doing well. But like you said, there's a difference between living in the city and the hustle and the bustle.
Yeah.
And once you get out of the city, whether homestead, country, whatever, you have this calm that comes over you that you don't notice right away, like you alluded to. And you turn around one day and you're like, I don't hear nothing.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
perfect peace.
I've had family members come out, and we walked down some of the path, and they was like, "What is that noise?" I said, "Those are trees."
Yes.
It's like I can tell when a squirrel is, and we got some big squirrels. I
Yeah.
can tell when a squirrel is in the tree because it sounds like something rumbling down, and I can tell when just some deers kind of running around. It's like it just allows you to the part where I hear the frogs, I hear a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So we got a question here. Jay Creature asks, he says, serious question. Can you use a shipping container for a hurricane shelter? He said his dad had a palm tree fly through his house.
Yeah, and yes, you can. Um, there's a couple of things. A lot of people, they don't realize, like even barnuminiums and different things like that. Some of the biggest things that you have to be mindful of, and that's why we don't want to make a serious investment in a lot of these temporary structures, because you can't get things insured. We do have hurricanes. It's real, and like Jay said, my dad, he lived in South Florida, and he was in Hurricane Andrew. His boat was about 3 blocks down in the top of a palm tree, and his house, everything was battered and shattered. Only one picture was left, which was his picture. And he always joked and said the hurricane Andrew saw his picture and he turned the other way. So but yeah,
Right,
I mean that's just one of those realities. One good thing about this, having this right here, we can hitch up and go where we want to.
right,
We
exactly.
can just hit this RV up. One good thing about hurricanes, and for the people that stay, I don't understand why, but I did stay the last hurricane like a fool. I won't do that again. But one beautiful thing about this is you will get advance notice. A lot of people be talking about this, but I don't understand the earthquakes. I don't understand the tornadoes that go through Midwest. Hurricanes, you will get well advanced notice. You can get out. And if you be proactive and just set your time and save you a little vacation time, and
Right.
sometimes the jobs employers will even give you that time off. So
Okay.
hurricanes, I know a container, yes, it will hold, and we are possibly looking at some containers. Be Rich has definitely turned me on to some containers, and he's been showing me a lot of beautiful designs as well.
Nice, 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 nice. We have any more questions? Let's see. We do not. Bruh, man, you make me almost want to get in my truck and drive down there just for a weekend, so I can help you out. I just
Come
want to
on down, man.
Sit on Annabelle, get my picture taken, and say, yeah, here's the girl right here.
Hey, I'm kind of funny about my women now. I don't know
I ain't
about you
mad
guys
at you,
on
bro. Hey, you know what? I get it. I get it completely. You know, I used to ride bikes, and they like, can I sit on it? Nope. You
Nope.
don't sit on my girl. You don't sit on
No.
my girl. No, I get it.
It's
Folks,
all
it
good, my
is.
brother, man. It's
Oh,
all good, man.
absolutely. It's 9:24, y'all. We got 6 minutes. Any other questions for Eco Neighbor? Um, all I can say is, bruh, y'all are doing it, man, and I can't wait to see the next big project that you're doing down there.
Yeah, it's coming.
I,
It's just
I
patience. It's just
and
patience.
and I will say this: I watched your short this morning when you talked about waiting, and I'm not going to give away. Y'all gonna have to watch his video as he's going into the office or wherever he's going. You talk about waiting. I did that. I lived in Chicago for 6 years,
Okay.
and I drove back here every 2 weeks to spend the weekend with my son.
Wow.
And out of 6 years, I missed one weekend because of
Mm,
snow, and the weather was just bad. And
mm.
and here listening to you this morning talking about you and your dad, I'm sitting there like, boy, don't you be playing with me. It's too early for that. But yes, that brought
Yeah,
back memories. But
yeah.
folks, if any of my moderators are still in the chat, could you please drop the link for Eco Neighbor? You guys, you have to. If you're not following him, you're missing out on a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. And if none of my moderators are in the chat, I'm gonna do it myself. And we're gonna see who gets it done. But with that, Rob, bro, I appreciate you more
I
than
appreciate you,
you
man.
know, because you motivate me. You really
Yeah,
do. You and Gigi, y'all motivate me.
yeah.
And I'm gonna let you have the closing thoughts. Um, before we end this live stream tonight, and I'm gonna give you back to Gigi. And thank you,
Okay.
Gigi, for allowing me to steal him for an hour.
So we are on vision preparedness, right?
Yes, sir.
Um, as I think about vision, I think about all of us, we have an idea in our heads, right? Idea in our heads are our vision for the future, right?
Yes.
With that said, that a lot of us will go to our grave with these beautiful ideas, these beautiful visions that we never manifest, we never work towards. We all got this vision in our heads, this idea in our heads. It's up to us to fulfill them. Those ideas and those gifts are a blessing. They're a blessing from God. They're a
Yes.
message for you
Yes.
for a work to carry out, right? Your
Yes.
work to carry out, you got everything you need to accomplish it. It's not about you figuring out how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, the way you're going to do it. It's about you taking that first step to fulfilling that image, that vision. So my encouragement to you is don't suppress that vision. You know it. You know it's burning deep down inside of you and you feel it. And when you feel it, you should move and move towards it. You know, don't talk about it. Let's be about it. Yeah, we're going to plan. You can plan. There's nothing wrong with plan, but understand no matter, even if you get no's or you feel like you can't do it, you got what it takes. And you know you have what it takes. And everything you need along the way is there. You just got to take that first step. And when you take that first step, you'll start watching and you'll start noticing that you see some movement. When you see that movement, that's encouragement for you to keep on and keeping on. So with that said, I want to say whatever you do in life, make sure that you keep on growing. Grow.
Folks, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll say this. First of all, Rob, thank you for making the time to spend an hour and a half on my channel tonight. You and Gigi are amazing. Folks, do me a favor. Please go check out Eco Nation and Gigi Naturals. Both of them, Gigi's Naturals Homestead. That's him, Rob, and Gigi. They both doing it. 2 channels. They putting it down. Do me another favor. I don't care what you do or not. Hit the like button. Share out the video. Whatever. I don't care. Let's turn YouTube algorithms on their ears and say, wait a minute, what they doing over there? Again, folks, I'm going to leave y'all with this, as I'll always do. Keep prepping, because your family is depending on you and it depends on your life. God bless you. Everybody have a safe evening. Everybody have an amazing weekend coming up. I will see y'all Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Coffee Talk. Until then, God bless everybody and take care. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness.